Hi there. What is your word for 2025? Well, this is an exercise a lot of people do, and I do it every year, and it's really been great for me. In 2024, my word was cultivate, and the reason I chose that word is because I knew it was going to be a year of transitions, and I knew that I would be probably selling my business. I also knew that I had a force for good as a book coming out. I was starting to build a community. So my idea was to focus on cultivation. Now in 2025, it's a little different. My company has been sold. I have free space. We recently moved to New York City. We're selling our place in Florida, which is good and bad, right? Our lives are changing and evolving, and we've made some big choices to be here for our older daughter, Amelia, who is medically fragile and much better off in New York. So we've made a big shift. As I think of the year ahead, I am asking myself, what's a word that can really inspire me, support me, and ensure that I am always moving in the direction that I know is best for me. I asked myself these questions this morning as I was journaling, and I'm going to share the questions and my responses. Hopefully it will inspire you as you listen along. I invite you to journal and think about these questions. The first question I asked is, what areas of my life I'd like to focus on growing or improving? I'd really like for a force for good, this new endeavor, this new business, to take footing and traction. As you know, when you have a new business, there's ambivalence sometimes, which I've been experiencing, and I really want to release that. I would like to cultivate real commitment. I've been putting a lot into it and spending a lot of my resources on it, but I haven't been monetizing it. So I'd really like to create a harmony and balance and monetize a force for good and generate cash flow from it this year. This is what I wrote, create a bud of a growing business that could become one of many beautiful buds I lead into the future. I'd like to release my ambivalence and feel unapologetic, unquestionable commitment to building a force for good into a thriving community. And that's really what hits the notes for me. Imagining being with a thriving community of brilliant women founders making the world better through business. I long for that. So that's the first question. The second question is, what characteristics do I want to embody or cultivate in 25? So these are the things that maybe you want to explore. It could be things like your passion. It could be things like curiosity, maybe releasing resentment, embrace being open, apply more courage, take more risks, leap, right? For me, what I really want to embody is presence, being present with people. I love those moments of quality connection. I want to continue to listen to my wisdom. I want to be generous, but in balance with my own needs for self-generosity. And I realize alignment is really important to me. Congruency, right? Where my thoughts and my actions are aligned, and what I believe and what I do are the same. Oh, that creates so much goodness and joy in my life. The deeper I go into that, the happier I am, the better my life becomes. Wholeheartedness, being true to myself, to the others, to the world, being honorable. This is a word that I hear Carolyn Buckloose, one of my mentors, use a lot. Being grounded, being rooted. So maybe some of that resonates for you. Again, what are the qualities you want to embody in 25? And then the next question, and this is the one that actually got me. This is the one that helped me decide my word for the year. This is the third of 5 questions. What challenges or obstacles do I anticipate facing in 2025? And what word might help me overcome? Over investing in my business without responsible attention. What's familiar? rather than what is hard and will create the new desired results. The words that came up were honorable, be resolute, a phrase I write about and talk about in A Force for Good. It's this idea of being of highest and best use. And this idea of being of highest and best use, doing what only I can do, doing what's right, what's aligned, and constantly asking myself the question, what can I do to be of highest and best use? So highest and best use is going to be my year word. It's a phrase, not a single word, but it helped me realize that all the challenges I have in the future will help me overcome them and be my best. It's also a concept I want to explore deeper as a person, something I want to write about and teach about. I feel really excited about being committed to this idea. And the next question is, what brings me joy and fulfillment, and how can I incorporate more of that into 25? What brings you more hope, more joy, more fulfillment? What is going to create more excitement in your life? Maybe it's travel, maybe it's adventure, maybe it's spending more time with your girlfriends, maybe it's more time in a particular hobby. Maybe you want to paint more, dance more, or listen to more music, or discover what kind of music you like. Discover your favorite type of chocolate, or you hold the favorite kind of pen in your hand. These are things I care about. Maybe it's having a perfectly designed space where everything is organized and clutter-free. So when I journaled on this, what I came up with has been really present for my family. My younger daughter lost her very dear friend a few months ago. Being able to be really present for her, I dropped everything else and went to be with her and her friends. And that really brought me joy, doing the right thing, realizing that we needed to take a big chunk of what we planned to retire on and buy a place in New York and be here for Amelia. It was hard to do, but at the same time, it brought me joy. So for me, being able to do the right thing, being present with my family, my friends, my girlfriends. I love being with my girlfriends. I went on the Camino a couple years ago with some girlfriends, and that brought me joy. Recommitting to go back and doing another trip like that. Again, I wrote down being congruent and in alignment, taking really good care of myself. And that was sort of like this idea that being of highest and best use can become a question of what's best for others, but it's not. It has to always be a question of what's best for me, what's best for myself, my needs. Again, I wrote being honorable and responsible with my gifts, my wisdom, and my resources. Expanding and multiplying, this is what brings me joy. Expanding and multiplying prosperity for myself and for others, and discovering new levels and dimensions of what prosperity means to me. In my book, I write a little bit about prosperity, but I feel like it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning conversation of what it means to be prosperous, is what I've written in A Force for Good. And the last question is, what word or phrase would inspire me to step out of my comfort zone and embrace new opportunities for growth in 25? For me, my phrase is being of highest and best use. This idea will strengthen and grow every aspect of me. It will allow me to explore this concept that I know I'm meant to explore, and will make me better as a person, as a human, as a mom, as a wife, as a dog mommy. I really want to use this year to delve into this idea of being of highest and best use. I can write about it. Maybe I'll write another book about it. I could teach it. I can experience it. And only good comes from being of highest and best use. I know that for myself, my family, my friends, my community. So thanks for listening, joining me today. I hope you find a word that embodies who you long to become and what you long to create. And I look forward to taking this journey with me in 2025.